I know you're obviously a deep lover of football. How pleased are you that Lionel Messi will be at the World Cup?
I'm personally very happy because if you love football, you love to watch Messi. First say I support France, but Messi is the name who comes up. I played in 2006 in a Champions League final against Barcelona. Messi was starting to play in the team. That's 2006. We are in 2022. That's 16 years later, and he's still in contest for being player of the tournament.
When asked about Lionel Messi playing at the World Cup, Arsène Wenger admitted he was personally delighted to see the Argentine star still competing at the highest level. For Wenger, appreciation for Messi goes beyond club loyalties or national allegiances. Even though he supported France, he explained that anyone who truly loves football naturally enjoys watching Messi play. Wenger reflected on first facing Messi back in 2006 during a Champions League clash against Barcelona. At that time, Messi was only beginning to establish himself in the first team. Fast forward 16 years later, and he was still competing to be the best player at a World Cup. That level of longevity amazed Wenger. He described football fans as fortunate to have witnessed Messi's brilliance over such a long period, saying the joy and entertainment Messi provided throughout those years was something the sport should be grateful for.
So overall, we are all grateful for the pleasure he has given us in these 16 years.
Are you 100% sure that you're not going to be making any big signings at 1 minute to 12 tonight?
100% is difficult to say. 99 years, you live always. A miracle can happen. Somebody can knock at your door, and if Messi knocks at my door at 10 to 6 tonight, I will not say, please go back to Barcelona.
Did Messi ever come close?
No, we wanted, in fact, we wanted to make the trio Fabregas, Messi and Piqué.
Really?
Yes. And we, at the time, they were 87. It's an 87 generation, you know. They played all together. Piqué played midfield at the time, and Piqué at the time went to Man United. In the end, he decided for Man United. Fabregas joined us, and Messi, Barcelona was clever enough to keep him. Who doesn't?
The conversation then shifted toward one of football's great what-if stories. How close Arsenal came to signing Lionel Messi as a teenager. Wenger revealed that Arsenal once dreamed of building a legendary young trio featuring Cesc Fabregas, Lionel Messi, and Gerard Piqué. All three belonged to Barcelona's famous 1987 generation and had grown up together in the academy system. Wenger explained that at the time, Piqué eventually chose Manchester United, Fabregas joined Arsenal, and Barcelona wisely made sure Messi stayed in Spain. Although Arsenal strongly wanted him, Messi never seriously pushed to leave Barcelona. Wenger denied rumors that a failed apartment deal for Messi's family ended the move. Instead, he explained that Messi simply felt comfortable at Barcelona and preferred staying there. Still, Wenger joked that if Messi had knocked on his door late at night asking to join Arsenal, there would have been no chance of turning him away.
The worry about Lionel Messi, you know, when you play in Barcelona, that will be one of our tasks, of course, to keep him quiet, knowing that you never can keep him completely quiet.
Arsène, I've heard of a guy called Messi. Could you sign him?
Yes, we have signed him already.
Yes! Yes!
Barcelona is going forward in the final third. The accuracy of their passing, the quality of their creativity, especially Messi, is absolutely exceptional. You go through 90 minutes and you come out of a game, he didn't miss one first touch. No matter where the ball comes from, you have as well, at some stage in our sport, admire art, and we have 2 or 3 players who transform normal life into art, and I respect that, and I believe that pleasure as well. Of course, for me, it's suffering. But for a guy who just loves football, it's exceptional what he does. When you have players like Messi, any mistake, you can pay for it.
You say players like Messi. Are there any other players like him? In your opinion, how good is he?
For me, he's the best player in the world, and by a distance. Yes, I remember we played the final against Barcelona in 2006, and he was injured because he was already a regular player. He was 17 and a half or 18 years of age, and I like my friend.
Wenger spoke passionately about Messi's style of play, describing him as more than just an athlete. According to him, Barcelona's movement, passing accuracy, and creativity in the final third were extraordinary, but Messi stood above everyone else. Wenger admired the way Messi could go through an entire match without making a poor first touch, regardless of the speed or difficulty of the pass. He described football as an art form and argued that certain players elevate the game beyond normal sport. Messi, in Wenger's eyes, transformed ordinary football moments into art. Even while suffering as an opposing coach, Wenger admitted there was still pleasure in watching Messi perform because of the beauty and uniqueness of what he could do on the pitch. He explained that against players like Messi, even the smallest mistake could become fatal because Messi punished errors better than anyone.
But he's a bit optimistic to compare Salah and Messi today, you know, because we just heard that Messi won 10 championships. 10, you know, that's exception. We have all played football to win 10 championships, and it's not one coach, it's different coaches. And when he comes on, he makes the difference. What we have seen so many times in our life is Messi. You know, when Mr. Messi came in and said, okay, let me finish the job now. And from the 2-0 on, it looked more 4-0 until the end. We have all played football, and we know how different that is just to score a goal. But when at that level, a player can take the ball in the middle of the park and pass everybody and score, you can say, well done, my friend. I haven't seen many players do that.
Who's the best player in the world?
Lionel Messi.
Who's the best player of all time?
Lionel Messi. He can score goals, he can assist, he can destabilize a defense on his own. He can run with the ball at 100 miles an hour and change direction. And that's not very easy. Try to do it, come back to me and tell me how you did.
Vanquished Arsenal coach Arsène Wenger described the diminutive forward as the best, but suggested that Messi was not altogether of this world.
He's a PlayStation. I think he can take advantage of every mistake.
When directly asked how good Messi really was, Wenger gave a simple answer. For him, Messi was the best player in the world by a distance. He remembered the 2006 Champions League final between Arsenal and Barcelona, where Messi missed the match through injury despite already becoming a regular first-team player at just 17 or 18 years old. Wenger also rejected comparisons between Messi and other top stars of later generations. He pointed to Messi winning 10 league championships as proof of sustained greatness, emphasizing that such achievements came under multiple managers and across many different eras. What impressed Wenger most was Messi's ability to change games instantly. Time and time again, football fans watched matches where Messi would enter or take control and suddenly decide the outcome almost by himself. Whether scoring, assisting, dribbling through defenses, or creating chaos in attacking areas, Messi consistently delivered moments that separated him from everyone else. Wenger admired how Messi could sprint at full speed with the ball while still changing direction effortlessly, something he challenged others to try before understanding how difficult it truly was.
There was a biography recently published of Lionel Messi, which it was said that you were very, very close to signing him as a teenager, but
It's true.
But the deal fell down because you refused to buy a flat, I think, for his parents. Could you tell us about that story, about how close that came?
I refused nothing. But it was just, I think in the end, he was not so keen to move, because it was at the period where Fabregas came, because Fabregas and Messi played together in the same team, and he wanted to take and Fabregas and Messi and Piqué, you know, and it worked only for Fabregas. It was not completely down to a flat in the end. It was down to the fact that in the end Messi was comfortable at Barcelona.
I tell you what though, Lionel Messi, a story on him. I remember playing against him numerous occasions, right? And we lost at the Nou Camp. And it got to the end of the game, and Arsène Wenger caught me after the game, and he saw that I was talking to Lionel Messi. And he said, at the top of the stairs at the Nou Camp, I don't know if anyone's been in the Nou Camp where the players walk down the stairs or have seen it on the TV, but he said to me, Theo, why did you not push him down the stairs?
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did. He 100% said it.
As the interview concluded, Wenger and others shared lighter stories that still reflected Messi's unbelievable talent. One famous Wenger quote compared Messi to a PlayStation character because of how unreal his abilities looked during matches. Former opponents also recalled how helpless defenders often felt against him. One story involved Wenger jokingly asking why a player had not pushed Messi down the stairs before a match at Camp Nou, a humorous expression of frustration after repeatedly suffering against him on the pitch. Despite the jokes, the admiration remained clear throughout every story. For Wenger, Messi was not just a footballer. He was a once-in-a-generation talent capable of deciding games, redefining greatness, and creating moments that seemed impossible. And in Wenger's view, when people ask who the greatest player of all time is, the answer is simple: Lionel Messi.